Hello reagents, and welcome to a brand new video. I'm your host, Empty Void, and today we'll be talking about amps. Specifically, which ones you would want to use on the flashback therapy event, where we will be going against Jeager. And I figured since I put some time into the game, I can help you with your future builds for these trials. As I'm recording this, there's only 4 days left, so I will try to get this video out as soon as possible. I will also show which amps not to use. I will explain why. Alright, sit back and relax while I help you choose what's best for this particular event. Amps will consist of 3 things. One is tool, the other is skill, and the last one is medicine. Starting off with tool, alright, the first amp for your tool is gonna be short circuit, which means when you use the battery, it'll help restore some of the rig, reducing its cooldown. Second to last is battery charger. So when the night vision isn't in use, it'll recharge over time. Now, I will say these 2 tools will help you during the trial. I will go as far to say that they will actually help you in the long run. And now we move on to skill. Now, for skill, the first one is going to be evasive maneuver. You're able to escape the enemy's grasp with this amp. The Jeager is a character that knows where you are, and as slow as she is, will stop at nothing to get you. And if she gets you, she is a one-shot. Evasive maneuver makes it possible so that you are able to escape her grasp. But do keep in mind, there is a cooldown, so if she grabs you a second time after you get out of her grasp, yeah, it's GG's, buddy. The second amp on the list is quick escape, meaning that if you take any damage, you will get a speed boost for a short time, putting a distance between you and the prime asset, as well as the Jeager. Door trap breaker is last on the list. Don't you hate it when you get hit and begin to panic? You unknowingly end up opening a door, and it's only at the last second you get hit with the realization that that is a trap door. And now, you have to mash your button to escape. Well, you're in luck. With Door Trap Breaker, you do not need to worry. Door Trap Breaker makes it possible so that when you open the door, it instantly shatters. A bonus, if you slowly open the door, you will disarm the trap, getting a free battery in the process. And now, time for medicine. Now, for medicine, I have 3 suggestions. The first one I will have to say is incognito, which makes your crouch speed fast so you can get around enemies faster. The second one is bandage expert, which makes bandages faster to apply and can be used a second time. Now this is a good amp because you get to save a slot. And if you get hit, you shouldn't worry because you have 2 bandages at your disposal. And last but not least, and although I've yet to unlock it, is boosted, which offers you a random booster that will permanently increase health, stamina, or battery. Now onto the ones that I wouldn't recommend, and instead of categorizing them, I will put them in one list. And as to why I wouldn't recommend using them in the trials, specifically the Jeager trials. Starting with slippers. Although it reduces the sound when walking on glass, it can be used in a regular trial if you wish to play stealthy, but not one that Jeager's in. The Keymaster will give you a guaranteed success on the first time. Not to mention you get to carry 2. You see, that's a downside because you're going to want to be on the move considering FIFA Thumb is behind you. Alright, up next on the list we have Cacophony. And Cacophony makes it possible so that both bricks and bottles are noisier. Now they're good to distract enemies, sure, but they're not going to be able to distract the Jeager per se. Now noise reduction is another one. Although it reduces the sound of running and opening doors, the Jeager will still be on your tail. Now recycle is another one that's interesting in my honest opinion because it says that you could basically use a health bottle, and once you use it, it becomes the throwable. So it could be useful to stun regular enemies, but it won't be able to stun the Jeager. Up next we have Lockbreaker, which makes it possible for you to open padlock containers and doors with a brick. In my honest opinion, I wouldn't really recommend this amp. Alright, up next we have the backpack. And I'm gonna be honest, I won't try to downplay it because I feel like you will need it for trials like Despoil the Auction. and grind the bad apples. One requires you to throw items at the fun park, while the other one requires you to collect gems for the auction. Now, right off the bat, I would not recommend the hide amps, because although you may be able to recover health, stamina, or battery, you are partially wasting time and making the Jaeger one step closer to crushing you. Remember, she already knows where you are, so you will have to think ahead of her. Another one that would have to be added on the list would have to be... No, I don't mean invisible! Yeah, finally, invisible, yeah, there we go. Invisible, which makes it possible to not be seen when you are peeking. The Jaeger is designed to know your exact location at all times. Although regular enemies are affected, the Jaeger is the exception, because she already knows where you are. Now, the strong arm amp makes it so that when you stun an enemy, it leaves more of an impact. Not to mention, the bricks will shatter immediately once used. Using this against a Jaeger is useless because not only did he waste an amp slot, she is unaffected by stuns, so if you throw it at her, it'll just bounce off of her like nothing. Alright, up next on the list we have Smash, which makes it possible to open and co-op doors solo, as well as breaking both doors and planks with a single strike. I wouldn't recommend it unless you wish to go at it solo and to give you more space to move around. As we continue on the list, we have Last Chance, which makes it so that the latest damage you take will drop to 1 HP. This will happen once every 5 minutes. I see this amp as risky because not only will you be at 1% when it comes to health, but also that it'll come back every 5 minutes. In all honesty, you're really gonna need your health. Up next, we have Surplus, that'll have you spawn with a random item. Let it be a bottle, brick, medicine, etc. It's more of a gambling amp, so you may not get what you want, rendering it useless. Now, double doses makes it so that you'll be able to use both syringes and sleeping pills twice. This amp, I suggest it if you're doing a solo run for the respawn pill, or the syringes for your teammate and friends. Now, up next we have Antitoxin, which makes it possible to regain full sanity over time. So you don't need to panic looking for that antidote. Not to mention, it cuts your psychosis in half, basically giving you the ability to recover at a faster rate. And I'm not just saying that you can't use it or anything like that. I'm just not suggesting it because I think the point of the trials is so that you can adapt to your environment. Now, you will mess up, yeah, but it'll put you one step ahead of the games as you learn your environment. Again, if you wish to use it, it's no problem because I know how annoying those traps can be. And finally, we've reached the last amp on this list, which is, drumroll please, Self-Revive, which grants the ability to resurrect you after death, but it can only be used once, rendering it useless. Again, I put these specific amps on the list because some or most of them wouldn't affect the Jaeger in any way, shape, or form. So some of these amps might be rendered weak or useless. At the end of the day, it's all about the player's playing style. So if you don't feel like it didn't help you, it's cool and I won't judge. Because at the end of the day, you have the freedom to play how you want in order to have fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and remember, reagents, don't get caught. And peace.